reporting, impersonating Elvis has become a cottage industry in the wake of his death. The Presley estate calls such performers tribute artists, and it used to spurn them. It never let them go near Graceland. This year, however, there is a contest to select the first tribute artist. They're actually giving official blessing to this. They range from your uncle in a rented Elvis costume to people who truly are artists in their own right, and we have one here. Johnny Thompson, who was born and raised in the South and who began his Elvis career delivering singing telegrams. Now he's one of the best known and most highly considered Elvis impersonators, or I should say perhaps tribute artists. And to get a sense of why that is, Johnny, before we start talking, let's see a little bit from one of your performances here and get a sense of the power that you bring to these. This is the costume, I guess, from the '68 comeback special that really brought Elvis back. And work with us now as we look at these pictures, which I know you can't see, and just give us a sense here of sort of an Elvis lightning round. Real short questions, short answers. Johnny, what would you say in your performances, what is the most crowd-pleasing of all the Elvis songs?
Wow, you know, I think the most popular song in the world is Suspicious Minds. It has all the elements of Elvis's, you know, voice in it, as well as all the moves that he's famous for, from the hip gyrations to the swinging arms, the whole, you know, personality of Elvis on stage.
Right. That's got to hurt. What's your favorite gyration?
All of them.
How about your favorite karate move?
Well, you know, Elvis was known, you know, for Kempo and everything, and they do a lot of arm and hand movements as well as some kicks. So, you know, I personally put those into my act onto the stage.
God, you have got to be fit then. We're looking at one of the movies now. Of all the 33 that he starred in, what's your favorite, personally?
Wow, I love Loving You. It's, I think, the third movie. It's one of my favorites. Has some great music in it. Elvis looked great. He had a great attitude. Beautiful co-stars. It's a great movie.
Well, here he is singing Hound Dog, and you can't beat the choreography in that. Let's move from the lightning round into the trivia question. Here's one I hope I can stump you with. What did John Lennon of the Beatles say about Elvis? Do you know?
Yeah, he said before Elvis, there was nothing.
There was nothing, that's right. What a tribute. Isn't that from a huge star to another one here?
That's great, yeah.
I know now you're based in Las Vegas. Have you ever tried joining those flying Elvises, the skydiving guys who go out in full costume?
Never had any desire to jump out of any kind of plane that's perfectly good.
I am so impressed by those guys, and I think they sing all the way down. Have you ever met any of them?
I actually have met one of them. I was on the Weakest Link with one of those guys. I competed against him, actually.
Well, I can't imagine with your kind of talents that you'd be presiding over any weddings out in Vegas. I know they have Elvis wedding packages.
Yeah, on occasion, I've been known to do those on occasion.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some of the bigger social implications of what you do and what you're helping people remember. You know, Elvis as a child sat on the steps of black churches in Tupelo, Mississippi. He was trying to learn how to sing like a black man. In your audiences, do you see any African Americans nowadays?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, no, Elvis was a huge fan of black music, and it influenced his music, I think, from the very beginning. You know?
And he ironically may have helped to popularize it, although at the time people thought he was kind of stealing it as a white guy.
Absolutely. You know, when his voice was first heard, they thought he was a black man.
Let's talk about what all of that, you know, the biggest signal of that was his sweet tenor voice. You know, it just had so much range and emotion. So now when you perform, do you try to emulate that? Do you study voice, or is it best left avoided altogether so you don't want to sound like him?
No, I try to emulate him as much as possible, you know, and I have studied voice, and I've actually worked with several guys who are known as the voice of Elvis and that sort of thing, and we break it down to, you know, breathing when he breathes in a song, to trying to match the tones even. So yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into what we do as Elvis tribute artists.
Well, we know this is the first time that the estate has permitted a competition, and we hope that you're among those in the front ranks as they select the very first official tribute artist. Johnny Thompson, thank you for joining us. We want to
Thank
leave
you
you
very
with
much.
one number here. There were 170 Elvis impersonators at the time of his death. There are said to be 85,000 now, Johnny. The New Scientist magazine has extrapolated those numbers and said that by the year 2019, there are going to be 1 in 3 people walking the planet as Elvis impersonators. So good luck dealing with all the new competition.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well.